Greetings, greetings, nail peoples. Come on in. Let me get my little thing straightened out here. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Ooh, my light's kind of funky today. Oh, well. Hi. Greetings. Come on in. Come join. Come join. Hi. Hi. Welcome. Ooh, from Russia. Hi. I don't even know how to say hi in Russian. Otherwise, I'd say I need to learn that. Come on in, invite your friends, followers, and whoever. Hi, Darlene. Hi from England. Love my other side of the pond peeps. Hello, hello. More from the UK. I love you guys. Hello, Brenda. Oh, see, this is so good. I'm starting to know people's screen names. So when it pops up, I'm starting to know who it is. It's kind of fun. Yeah, come on in, everybody. Today, I suppose just to do the intro, I'm Michelle Cordes-Pugh. This is Nails Over Coffee. It's March 18th. And yeah, hope we don't get any wankers tonight. I know that's what you meant. Hello, Michelle. Today, I actually was out earlier. It's my office day. I knew what you meant. And got coffee, but I can't disappoint you guys without having a mug. So today, my Starbucks is in Eeyore so that I can't disappoint you guys and not have a Disney mug. So my Starbucks is in there. Happy Friday. And I'm rocking the alumni shirt today, my old comfortable University of Washington shirt because it's office-y kind of day. So greetings, greetings. All right. So what we're going to talk about today, I have a couple of nail things that I want to talk about that are kind of like nail techie things. And a blog to talk about from Michelle. Hola from Saskatchewan. Hola from Tacoma, Washington. I also have just a couple other things for you guys before we head out for the weekend. So yeah, I guess we'll get started. So today I removed my trial nails I had on and, oh my gosh, you're funny. Got your pen and paper ready. So a couple of nail things I wanted to talk about. I saw in one of the groups, somebody had posted something about dipping systems, and I've talked quite a bit about dipping systems, but I have something else I want to say about them that's of interest to everybody, even if you don't use them, that I learned while testing some products this week. Because notice I'm bare again because I have some more products to test. So Brenda, over the course of this weekend at some point, hopefully tonight, maybe not, I don't know, I'm going to be putting poly polish on myself. So here's the thing. I just got done having dipping nails on 8 of my nails. And when I removed them, I want you guys to know that, so sometimes when we get somebody in our chair who we didn't do their nails and we have to determine kind of what's on there and what's been, what's going on so that we can take care of it. Well, I learned that I use to remove bulk on the nail or to remove gel polish on enhancement, I use Atwood's Mean Green bit. And I found out that if you're using a bit to take bulk off of a dipping system nail, it smells remarkably similar to what you smell when you're drilling on an MMA nail. It's not like an MMA nail because it's not as hard, and you can feel the difference in how hard the product is. But if you're getting some nails in your chair and you're smelling what has that kind of perfumey, doesn't smell like the normal acrylic you use drilling, then it might not be methyl methacrylate, not supposed to be used, banned by the US FDA and the EU product. It might be a dipping system product that you're drilling on. So I just wanted to really bring that out to you guys because I was really surprised. And of course, when I'm doing my own nail and I'm removing bulk, I'm looking at it like right here. And it's got that very cheap acrylic kind of cosmetic pee smell. Like, it's just very gross. And, cat's pee, depending on, smells like a urinal cake. Yes, that's what it smells like. It smells like pee and deodorant. But I did notice that, oh, you're funny, that I did notice that smell when I was drilling on that. So I wanted to bring that to y'all's attention because it's possible. And on another note of dipping nails. So what I also learned from this is there are some benefits to dipping nails that I don't think get talked about enough. And so I want to make sure I talk about that really quickly. Dipping nails can be done without double dipping. You just scoop the powder out into any other small container and dip in that. I use one of those little cheesy glass tapping dishes. Worked great. And then you only have to put like a couple little scoops of product in it. You dip, toss the rest, you're done. No cross-contamination. So we can go ahead and just set that aside for a minute because we shouldn't be double dipping in containers. Although I will state that from a scientific standpoint, the risk of cross-contamination is very minimal because they don't have any water. But I digress. So the other thing is that dipping system nails don't need the nail prep that other enhancements do. You can prep with like a 600 grit and get a dipping system nail to stick. And I know this for a fact because that's what I did on my nails, and my pinky really hurts because I tried to pull it off. It was ugly. It still hurts. So that being said, some of the problems we're seeing with these dipping systems, like anything else, is application. If you just buff the shine off the nail with even like a gray foam buffer and make sure the cuticle is good and cleaned up, you don't need to use anything even remotely close to an e-file to prep a nail for a dipping nail. Then you're supposed to base the nail, the natural nail, with a coat of the dipping system base before, with just the base and the spray and to harden it. You're supposed to be, they never really went away as our dipping systems back in. They never really went away. They just kind of changed some. So you're supposed to base with natural nail and then put the tip on. So when you're blending the tip, you're still not touching the natural nail because there's a base down there. And then you put another coat or two over the top and bam, you're done. It soaks off really fast because it's cyanoacrylate based. So it removes really fast. It sticks really well. You can use it with a quick set of white tips. You're done. It would be very, very easy to do a set of these in a half an hour once you got the hang of it. And if you say dipping system nails are easy and you're cutting corners with them, then you've clearly never really tried to use one, especially dipping in the white powder to get a French smile line. That ish takes practice. So let's not completely discount what's going on in certain parts of the industry with dipping system nails. I actually used one on a client as a natural nail repair. It was perfect. It was strong. It was thin. It was going to keep her crack growing out without breaking down really low and hurting. And it was fast with no prep to her natural nail. So that's a benefit. Plus, we do old school, what we used to call back in the day were party nails. But a lot of times we have people going into these NSS salons or nail bar salons to get a set of nails done because they just, absolutely, Mare, because they just need nails for like the weekend or the week or the vacation, and they have no intention of keeping them on. Well, we can draw those people back into our salons by offering a service that we are buffing off with a soft buffer, basing their nails so their nails protected, gluing on 10 white tips, cutting them down, don't even have to blend them in if they're white tips, doing 2 layers of powder dip, shaping, oil, and they're done. If you do it right, you don't even have to buff the top. But if you don't, if you need to still buff the top, a lot of times that's all it takes. The same buffer you used on the natural nail to begin with is the only one you need to use over the top. So I wanted to draw some attention to that because I think there's so many products on the market now that we're sort of confusing the properties of all of them. And so I wanted to make sure, even if you don't use dipping systems, which if you were interested in capturing that segment of the market and doing like party nails, I would strongly encourage looking into it. But if you're not, you still at least need to know what they look like, how they behave, what they are, all those things. So that if you get somebody in your chair who has them on, you know how to handle them. So it's worth research in that in and of itself. The other thing I wanted to say is this last week, I still have one nail on. Because this last week I did a trial of, I'm guessing dipping systems might not be good for bitten nails. You have to be able to securely attach a tip to them. So yes, you could use a dipping system on a bitten nail if your plan was just to help them grow their nail out and you weren't going to put any extension, you just wanted some thickness over the top of their natural nail, you could totally do that with a dipping system. But if you need to extend length, if you can't lay a tip on them securely, then it's not going to be the most secure enhancement. So anyway, this nail, shortened, but still there, is Bioglass Gel. Oh, God, the two totally different products. Bioglass Gel from LCN. And I got to tell you, I can't get this sucker off. I got the one that I'd done over a tip off, barely, after I thinned it down a lot and filed a bunch because it didn't want to go anywhere either. So there's the answer to our question, Michelle Davignon. It works just fine over a tip. But this was a sculpt and I had to shorten and blend a little and leave it because this bad boy will not come off. So if you're interested in trying an LCN, amazing, badass product, look into the Bioglass Gel. It's their newest thing that's just come out. It's expensive, but I gotta tell you, it's pretty badass. Okay, so I want to make sure I covered that. The other thing I wanted to make sure I covered was Michelle's Manic Talons blog post on this whole thing that we've had going on, because she is a licensed professional blogger who started out as a blogger and went and got her license as a nail tech and now does both. And so the post is really, really long and it's super detailed, but it talks about every side of the equation. And I think she sums up the whole thing quite perfectly for all of us. And she was super helpful with me as this whole thing was going on, kind of playing devil's advocate and giving me the other side of the equation too. So, definitely educate yourself about this whole blogger thing. I have gained a totally new realm of knowledge for bloggers because of this whole thing and the valuable part they play in our industry. So please, I will put the post to the blog in the comment section below on the Facebook page. Please, it's really long, but grab a cup of coffee, sit down, read it, and it'll help just kind of put a nice little bow on this week, which, God, has it only been a week? Oh, it's been a long week. Okay, so the other thing, that's, I think, all I had for the stuff besides marketing. So as promised yesterday, the marketing stuff I want to talk to you guys about non-digital marketing. In the marketing world, a lot of times it's called guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla like fighters, not gorillas like apes. I have a live audience today. My daughter's here. So there's, it's called guerrilla marketing because it's basically any marketing that is done kind of boots on the ground and in a non-traditional form, right? Grr. Yeah, guerrilla like fighters, not gorillas like. So yes, there is still, because we are a personal connection, face-to-face or face-to-foot business, as the case may be, there is still, because we are a personal service industry, there is still very much a need for doing some marketing that is not on a digital platform. So if you have questions about the digital stuff, watch yesterday's episode because that's where I talked about the digital stuff. Today I'm going to talk about the non-digital stuff. Yes, you still need to have business cards. You do. You still have to have business cards with your website or your Facebook, your phone number, your style sheet or Vagaro or whatever page if you use online booking. I have found in my history that having a business card that has my photo on it actually helps quite a bit, because it's amazing what we can ascertain from looking at someone. And I find that I get a bigger response off my business cards if I have a picture of myself on them, a headshot. I was told business cards are a first impression for new clients who have never met you. That's absolutely true. Now, here's how you can get double duty out of those cards, though. So first of all, if you are ordering cards online, yes, yeah, I'm glad. Everybody should still have business cards. If you don't have any, or you're like, man, they're so expensive, or all that kind of stuff, clubflyers.com, clubflyers.com. Clubflyers.com. I know for sure they're in the United States. I don't know abroad. You just have to go on their website and see where they ship to. Has really inexpensive, full color, quantities over 250 and over that aren't obnoxiously cheap. Vistaprint is cheap in the UK. I have found in the States that Club Flyers is astronomically cheaper than Vistaprint. You can also use Club Flyers to print postcards, brochures, all that kind of stuff, and they're way cheaper. Like when I say way cheaper, I mean like 2,500 postcards for $89.99, full color, glossy, both sides cheaper. I mean like way cheaper. So if you're ever in a record store or a funky coffee shop and you see those little glossy cards for whatever band is playing this weekend or whatever's going on at the club down the street, those are produced by, I always wondered how they could afford to make those. Well, I finally picked up one and saw on the very bottom it said printed by Club Flyers. And I was like, I'm going to go to Club Flyers. And sure enough, they are an amazing price. So make sure you have business cards. And if you make your business cards either one-sided, or you see, Moo is slightly more expensive in the UK, but really good quality. I buy the mini cards. So if you make your cards either one-sided, or you put an appointment reminder card on the back side where you write in when their next appointment is, if you do that, then what happens with those cards is they filter their way down to the bottom of your client's purse. They end up in glove boxes and consoles and pockets and the floorboard and whatever. What this means is that without you spending extra money on cards, your client always has an old appointment card that's also your business card to give to someone who says, man, your nails look great. So you get double duty, and you get your clients out there exposing for you and all that. And the added benefit is, if you run a referral program, which we'll get to in a second, if your new client comes in and they have one of those cards, you can go to the appointment that's written on the back of that card and see who it was. And then you know who to give your referral to, even if your client didn't give them their name. Clients will appreciate that like no man's business. So on the note of a referral program, part of guerrilla marketing is you should have a referral program. Now, you set it up differently based on your pricing and your structure and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to tell you mine, and then you can and why, and you can kind of develop it from there. So I either give, yes, making them feel valued as a regular too. Absolutely. So in my referral program, I give a client $5 off their service, next service, for every person they refer to me who comes in. Okay? So they can take that $5 and hey, they got $5 off. Woo woo, they're good. Or they can save up 3 and get a free basic pedicure. So for some of my clients, they just continually cranking them cards out because they got a free pedicure for every 3 people who come in. So $5 is inexpensive for me for attaining a new client, and a $40 essential pedicure is an inexpensive way if I've gotten 3 clients out of them, and it gives them incentive because it takes it from a $15 value to a $40 value. And absolutely, it's a good way of promoting a different service to your regulars too. Exactly. I give them something for free that they're not already paying me for in most cases. And then that's one more opportunity to get them in my chair and show them what the difference is. So that's the reason that's my referral program. You decide based on your pricing and your clients and your structure and everything what your referral program would best be, but that's mine. But you need to have one, because the best marketing we have is the people who are walking around with our work on who knows us. Just ask my clients who've gone on Instagram and seen some of the trolls this week. Our clients are very passionate about us. They're very passionate about their nails, and they'll be the first ones to support you and defend you. And they also most likely come from your immediate market area. When you're digital marketing, you're just kind of casting a net out. When you're doing newspaper or whatever, PTA gift certificates or whatever, you're just casting a net out. With your regular clients, that's a targeted to your area personal referral. And consumer behavior tells us that people are much more likely to patronize a business that they've got a personal referral for. Yes, you can also offer a discount to local businesses who are customer facing. Absolutely. So to carry on, when you're first starting or when you're building your clientele, you should never, ever, 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 yes, maybe barmaids, people working in cafes. Absolutely. You should never leave your house without business cards. I don't care if you're going jogging, put them in the sleeve with your phone that's playing music on your arm. Do not leave your house without business cards. Then your local coffee place, bank tellers, law office assistants, anybody who people are watching their hands. Say, I'll give you a full set, or I'll give you a half price manicure, or whatever your deal that you can swing with your pricing strategy is. And say, and then I'm going to give you a stack of business cards for you to write your name on the bottom in the corner. If I continue to get these back with new clients coming in, I will repeat the deal I just gave you every time you've gotten 2 new people into me. Then again, you're giving away one service. P.S. Write that off as an advertising expense. Talk to your accountant or bookkeeper. But you're giving away one service to get 2 paying services back in. So and you don't have to be ashamed of handing your business card to somebody, totally just, it doesn't even need to be like, you have to be careful. Now we're back to that ethics thing. You can't look at somebody and go, sweetheart, no, you really need to come see me for your nails. Like, you can't do that. That's rude. Because if they love their nail tech, they're going to look at you and have some choice words for you, which are different depending on which side of the pond you're on here. So you can't do that. But if you see somebody who maybe their nails are super grown out, like they're dragging their feet on going back into their person, or you see visible rings of fire under their enhancement, or you see maybe they've got some shellac that's not holding up real well, don't badmouth other nail techs. Right. Yeah, don't. So don't even run the risk of it. So, but if you see somebody that maybe they just need a little something, like maybe they'd be interested in trying a new nail tech, you can very casually, with very sweetness, hand them a business card, slide it across the table, slide it across the counter, give them the opportunity to pick it up, throw it away, whatever. Just slide out and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm in the area and I am a nail artist and I'm accepting new clients. So just in case you ever needed me, here's my card. And then smile sweetly and be done with your business and walk away. Like, there's no need to be rude about it. So, that's a real easy in. You make it a part of the conversation. If somebody says, hey, well, what do you do? Say, I do nails. And they go, you do? And then whatever follows, which ranges in all kinds of craziness, we used to jokingly call me 20 years ago when I first started that I was the fastest business card drawer in the West, because I could get a business card out like that anytime, anywhere. I left it with a tip at a restaurant. I left it in tip jars at coffee stands along with a tip. I put it in every free lunch bowl anywhere, in any place I went to. Seriously, you need to be everywhere with it, because the numbers show that you're going to hand out a ton of business cards for a very small percentage you're actually going to get back. So you need to make sure they're out there. I've been known to leave a card in the ladies' bathroom. Absolutely. If you can get away with it, put a piece of tape on that crap, put it on the back of the bathroom stall doors, and it'll stay there until somebody catches it and takes it down. Why not? So really, fastest business card drawer in the West. By the time somebody gets the phrase, man, I really love your nails, out of their mouth, you better have a business card out. So they need to be easily reachable in your purse, your fanny pack, your sleeve for your phone, not your bra. I wouldn't recommend that. Nobody likes bra money either, so don't do that. But any place that, go to the library, slide in the books. I said fanny pack. Yes, I did. Back pocket, wherever. If you smoke, slide them into the outside edge of your hard pack of cigarettes. Just, not that I'm encouraging smoking, but because somebody will yell at me about that too. So just, you got to be able to get out there. So I'm going to sort of sum it up by saying what I was on Nail Talk Radio quite some time back. It's been like a year and a half ago now, but I was talking about marketing. And when I first started out, I made 3 to a page, 3 to a regular letter size sheet of paper, 3 to a page flyers with a special on it for a free full set when you booked and paid for your first 2 fills. And I made them sign a waiver when they came in. That didn't mean that if they never came in for the fills, they could get their money back. No refunds. But make sure you have to have all that legal mumbo jumbo disclaimer on it. But I made those. I made them on bright colored paper at the local office supply store. I cut them myself with scissors, and I went out and I put them. I followed the newspaper delivery person at 4:30 in the morning with a friend who was driving, and I hung out the window of the car and I tucked them into the newspaper box as I went by. And I did it for a whole week in an expanding radius outside of the salon. Now, I probably only got a dozen clients off of it. A dozen. I say only, but the majority of those clients stayed with me for years and years. I still talk to them now, because I moved 45 minutes away, even if they don't come to me, I still talk to them. A lot of those people went to me for years and years, and later on brought me dozens and dozens of referrals. That delivery boy probably thought he was being stalked. Probably. Actually, it was a woman. And I was going all over town. So it was actually in an expanding radius out from my salon. So, and here's the thing. When I said that on Nail Talk Radio, you guys are funny. When I said that on Nail Talk Radio, Athena said, well, I don't know that everybody's got that kind of dedication. And I'm going to sound like Mark Cuban and the Shark Tank thing here. And so I'm going to get real with you for a second. If you don't have that kind of dedication, then you need to go be somebody else's employee in the salon business, because it needs to, if you're going to rent a booth and own your own business, You need to act like a business owner. And a business owner promotes. The hard way, the die hard way, the boots on the ground, in the thick of it way. And if you're not up for doing that, if that's not your personality, then you need to think of something else. So you either need to be in a salon where there's two of you who are booth renters and I have that dedication. I just don't have that internal clock. Fair enough. You know what? Pay off somebody else. Get together with another renter in your salon and say, I'll handle all of the digital stuff if you handle all of this person-to-person stuff, and team up. If you've got somebody else to team up with, do that. I could have never built the first salon that I had without the equal dedication of my booth renters to building the salon. I could have never done it without them. One of them just walked in and a little bit here. Hi. Teaming up with the hairdresser. Exactly. Amy just got here. So I saw she was one of the people who worked in my salon back in the day. So, if you don't have, some people are just introverts. As you can tell, I'm not one of them, but some people are just introverts and they can't do that. The thought of even doing that just like sends their anxiety through the roof and their heart races, but they love nails and they're great nail techs. They don't have a problem at all when they're in the safety zone of the other side of their table. Yeah, my daughter is here. So if that's not you, that's totally fine. But then you need to consider the fact that you're going to lose some in revenue and payment because somebody else is going to have to do that for you. So then it's just knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Then you need to be an awesome nail tech who works in somebody else's salon and spa as an employee. And then you can market where you're comfortable, but not, they say, hi, Rain. Right. Then you can market where you're comfortable. Maybe you can find a salon to go work for and you're badass at the digital part. So you can go to a salon and say, hey, how about a discount for, instead of me paying $500 a month for rent, how about I pay $300 a month and I handle the salon's, or $200 a month, and I handle the salon's digital media advertising. You know what I mean? So we just need to all find our groove. And that's what when you're thinking about marketing and promotion, all that kind of stuff, you got to be a realist, man. You got to think about that kind of stuff and getting out there and getting in everybody's face and all that. It's not for everybody. So team up with somebody who it is, whether it's in a partnership or you go work in their salon or whatever. 'Cause nobody's going to care about your business like you do. You can't pay somebody enough to care as much as you do. So, that's had to get it real for you a little bit. I'm the mouthy one. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anybody who's like that at all. Haha. How do you find time to do nails, do advertising, and keep up with the social media? Well, my hub love would tell you that I don't. That I spend way too much time. The Google car just drove by my house. That's awesome. Yes, the business side is just as important as producing great nails. And so I tell everybody lots of coffee, right? And no sleep. I've actually gotten some more sleep in the last day, so I'm not so bad. So how do you do it all? You have to have a schedule. For this show, on average, I spend 5 to 6 hours a day online somewhere, either reading articles on LinkedIn or reading something that came up in Business Insider or Entrepreneur or Economist or, and then I have to follow Nails Magazine and Nail Pro and Salon Magazine and Day Spa Magazine and all of the 50 plus groups I follow on Facebook plus Pinterest. And so, yeah, I spend a lot of time, but that's why I do that now is I do less I only have 30 clients now. I've whittled it down to 30. I have more time for the business end of it, which is where I do the University of Nails stuff. That's where I do the show 5 days a week. You know, and then I only have one kid left at home. So that helps. And he's older, he's a teenager. So, you know, that's, for me, that's my balance. Now for you, if you're a salon professional who's doing 40 hours a week of clients, you need to price those 40 hours of clients to factor in the fact that you're going to add at least another 10 hours a week in other business ownership stuff. Cleaning, doing laundry and folding towels, doing social media watching, doing digital marketing posts, resupplying and reordering product, all of those things that go behind the scenes of owning a business. Now, that being said, some of the most awesome years I've had as a nail tech is after owning my salon and doing all that stuff, I went and worked at a local salon and spa chain for 2.5 years. And it was like magic. I used to call our support staff the fairies, right? Yeah, find an intern for marketing experience. That's it. Team up with your local college, university. What do you think about loyalty cards as a discount too? 20% off every 10th appointment. Okay. I don't do them, and I'm going to tell you why I don't. And then you can decide if it's something you want to do. If you are going to build it into part of your pricing structure, because no matter what, you still have to get paid, and discounts fall under promotion, but it works in tandem with pricing. So if your pricing structure is set up as such that you can do that, that's built into your margin, then go for it. I don't build that into my margin because my business and my pricing is based on my regular clients who come in all the time. They're my bread and butter. And so I have to give them discounts in other ways, like a free paraffin dip, or maybe I have a little bit extra time, so I give them a hand massage after their enhancement service. Those kind of things. So I show my gratitude to my regulars in a different manner other than a price discount, because my pricing is built on no discounts for my regulars. I also give them a discount in other ways. Like, for example, every 3, 4, 5 months, all of my regulars who wear enhancements get their enhancements removed and a new set put on. And I don't charge them full set price for that. I charge them a special price for only my regulars. So, so they get rewarded like that. And saying, if you discount your services, doesn't it look like always a freebie? And there's definitely, that's factoring in the promotion part. So if you're a member of University of Nails, you'll cover a lot of that in the promotion parts, and you learn how all 7 of the P's of service marketing factor into this. If you're not a member, it's $10 a month. You really should be. Hint, hint. That's the only time I'm going to self-promote like that today. So, so I think that you need to kind of look at the whole thing and figure out where you fit out. In my salon and spa days, the support staff, I used to call them the towel fairies, because we did these luxurious pedicures in this big chair that used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 towels. 8 towels. Trying to get my site today. I think it was down. I'll have to go check that.
Checking now.
No, my studio audience is going to check right now. So the towel fairies, as I called them, some of whom appreciated that term more than others. It was great. I used these massive quantity of towels for this service. And I gathered them all up when I was done, and I put them in a bin, and these people, who's calling me with no caller ID? Go away. So I, although the last time that happened, it was Jan Arnold calling me. So I just threw these towels in a bin. And then when I went to go do more pedicures, there was just magically these towels washed and dried and folded. The towel fairies. Good. Okay. Well, apparently universityofnails.com is good. So, yep. www.universityofnails.com. And my daughter just checked. Try refreshing your page or clearing your cookies. Sometimes that it kind of gets a little gum in the works. I'm an applied computing minor too. So things like there was a staff that welcomed my guests, which mean I didn't have to. They made coffee and ice water with lemon in it and tea and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have to do any of that. If they had time, they would even walk around to our guests and refill their coffee or take their cup and get them a new one. So I was able to just walk out into a waiting area when I saw on a screen that my client had checked in. They got him into a robe if they needed to be in a robe, all that stuff. And I was able to just walk out and go, I'm going to use my daughter's name, Rain. And when the client would go, yes, I'd go, hi, Rain, I'm Michelle. I'm going to be doing your service today. It's so nice to meet you. Or, hi, how have you been? It's nice to see you if it's a regular. And then take them back to my area and do their service. That's it. Consult, perform the service. And when I was done, take them out to the checkout area where somebody else was going to cash them out, rebook them, all of that stuff. When you have a support staff, and then of course I worked for a corporation, so they have a whole marketing department and a call center and all that kind of stuff. That was fantastic. I got to go to work 40 hours a week, do nails, do pedicures, and go home. But I didn't make as much money as I do as an independent person. And the reason why is because I'm willing to do all those other pieces on my own. Therefore, it's built into my pricing structure and I'm paying myself for them. Whereas a company like that can only afford to pay me a lower amount for doing the service because they're paying all of those other things. You know, we say it's not as personal. And the biggest thing that I always tried to drive home with the company that I worked for, and my clients is that at the end of the day, the relationship between you and we called them guests, between you and your guest is still the strongest bond you have. So my guests at the salon and spa would still refer people to me, would only come to me. I went out for carpal tunnel surgery I was between when I couldn't use my hands to when I was all the way back from surgery. It was 6 weeks. And I went in to visit the salon and the management staff was like, oh my God, when are you coming back? Your clients will not see anybody else. They don't want to see anybody else. They only want to see you. And please come back because I'm getting tired of having to explain why you're not back yet. You know? So that just further goes to prove that the ultimate bond as an artist, a beauty artist, is the bond that the artist and the client have. And that bond, if you're doing it right, will drive so much of your business, whether you choose to work for somebody else or by yourself. That bond is really what's key. So you have to do that first. So I worked at a place like that, moved to my house, and 90% either come to me or just don't go back. Yeah, I mean, that's, people will find their way to their person. I have people who I only see once every few years because they have a special occasion and they need something done, and they generally don't get salon services. But when they do, they come to me. I have people that I see only at Christmas time or for a pedicure right before vacation. And their money spends just the same as everybody else. And they don't go to anybody else. They're loyal to me. But I just don't see them all the time. So good. I'm glad. Saying I feel like watching your podcast is going to be very beneficial to my career. Yes, I hope so. That's what I'm here for. All right. Well, it is Friday, yo. I've been on here yapping for 44 minutes. It is time for me to skedaddle. Please go read Michelle's blog post, the Manic Talons. I had some clients 17 years. I have some that have been my clients for 20 since the very beginning. Through all of the places I've been, which, my career got interesting for a while because life got interesting for a while. So please go read Michelle's blog, Manic Talons blog. I'll put the link below on Facebook. Please share this. And if you are a CND user, before I sign off, If you are a C&D user and you are happy enough with the result we got from our little grassroots marketing effort on our crazy little Periscope show campaign, thank you, everybody. Please, we need to make the hashtag that we created during the campaign kind of go away, because we got what we wanted, so that needs to go away now. Even if you don't go back to using the products, don't use that anymore, and it'll just fade away. And if you are still using C&D products, you're down with the C&D, please hashtag all of your C&D work henceforth with hashtag love C&D. They are searching that hashtag. They can see it. And we need to let them know. Yeah, I saw we need the products back email from Preen this morning. Absolutely. So, we need to let C&D did what we asked them to do. And so we need to now show that love back, that they held up their end of the deal with us. Now, they can deal with the blogger thing or the PR thing or whatever, however they're going to deal with it. But for us, they held up their end of the deal. They apologized. They stopped the campaign. They recommitted to the professional. So we need to stop crucifying them. So we need to, when you put your work up on social media that is C&D products, please hashtag love C&D on it, so that now we spread a lot of negativity. Now we got to spread some love. All right, guys, I'm going to beat feet. If you message me this weekend, it may take me a little while to get back to you. I have to help my sister with some stuff before she has her baby. So I'll be out of town and a little busy. So you have to be patient with me this weekend if you message me, and hashtag love Vinylux. It may take me a minute to get back to you, but I absolutely will. Just remember, I'm a one-man band, so it might take me a second. And be patient with me. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great day. Have a nail-tastic weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. Peace, love, and nails. Bye, guys. Ciao. Yeah, I love Cuccio, too. See you Monday. Bye. Oh, I always feel so bad stopping the broadcast when you guys are hurting so much. But I have to, because the YouTube people are like, what? Why is she not saying goodbye? Because they can't see any of that stuff. All right. Later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Bye, you guys.